So of course, it's good to allow yourself to hate, but also remember the love. And that's why doing what you feel like is probably one of the most important things. And if you feel like hating, then hate, but also remember the love. And think of what your hate is doing to other people. And do you want to live your life like this? Because you're going to attract it into your life. Because you're going to push it onto other people, and then they're going to treat you like that as well. And yeah, I sometimes see it within my family. Then my dad gets into these feelings of hatred because he doesn't know how to deal with his emotions and his sadness and his anger and his grief. And then he hates the people that are around him because he projects it. And sometimes you can't manage it. You know, you cannot listen to him all the time because he needs you to feel good. So then you have to either just leave him alone, but also set some boundaries and say like, I mean, hello, I'm also struggling here. You're not the only one that has problems. And just because you feel good right now, no, what gives you the right to shove it into my face now? Because I don't feel good. And instead of like sharing it with me, no, you just show me your naked butt and wiggle around. Because that's how some people do it. Well, and then you might get an arrow into it. And that's the truth. And that's why sometimes when you're in a good mood and you're with people that are like emotionally traumatized, it's better to kind of remain calm and wait till they come to you instead of trying to bring the good mood to them, because I mean, they don't see the world like that right now. They're in a place of hatred. And I had to think of this story that somebody once told me. He was cooking and he was in a bad mood, and then somebody else came and said, "Nobody wants to eat your shit, so stop cooking." And then that guy was cooking. So he gave that, you know, that person that was in a bad mood, the feeling, you know, that this person indeed was a piece of shit. But then I wouldn't want to eat the food that the other person cooked either, because he seems to be in a bad mood as well. Because if he would be in a good mood, he would have managed to come and assist the first one who wanted to cook but felt shit. He wanted to go there and assist him with cooking, and then maybe he wouldn't feel so alone anymore, and suddenly it would be a delicious meal. And now one asshole comes and picks on another person, and then the asshole cooks. Well, it's not going to taste much better. So it's just projection. You see somebody is feeling shit, and then you hate them for it because you feel shit too, but you don't want to admit it to yourself. So you rather hate the other person, but the way you treat that person then just shows how much of an asshole you are yourself. And that's then a conundrum, right? But the solution is just try to be nice and see that what the feeling you have towards the other person is just the feeling you have towards yourself right now. Only you're projecting it. So by realizing that, you can relate to how the other person is feeling and then create a nice moment for both of you. And that's sometimes how I then try to do it. You look at how something makes you feel, and then you work with that feeling. And that's about it. And for some reason or other, people still think that alcoholic beverages are a good thing to pass the time with. Like they really think it's something good to drink alcohol. You know, it's something that makes you enjoy yourself. Well, it's not. And neither is eating sugar. Because right now I have heartburn, so neither is drinking coffee. But that's of course just my problem, and I don't necessarily have to project that onto you. But I can, because what I actually had in mind when I wanted to come here was to just let all my hatred out at you, who's watching this. And then somehow my mother reminded me that it's maybe not a good thing to do. But that's how I would have felt like. And then I kind of got to my senses and realized, okay, shit, I mean, what kind of madness have you listening to in yourself? So just try to be a bit nicer. Whoa, I mean, it's weird, but it's actually almost comfortable. Almost.